Secretary of Transportation Mary Peters announced today that Santa Claus will have access to special airspace on Christmas Eve used by the United States Air Force. Major General Ralph Jodas says this will allow Santa to deliver gifts faster to children on Christmas Eve.
Secretary and I are old friends.
We
go back. Well, I go back centuries. She doesn't quite go back that far.
So tell us how the agreement was reached between the Department of Transportation, Santa, you, and the Air Force.
Well, what we found is sometimes on Christmas we have bad weather and Santa has a hard time getting where he needs to go, and as much as the FAA tries to help him, sometimes we just need a little more airspace. So last year we talked to the Department of Defense and we said, hey, could we use some of that military airspace if you're not using it for training or security purposes, and get some planes in there and maybe even let Santa use that over the holidays. So we tested it out last year, worked great. So this year we've expanded it and we've put even some new lanes in for Santa to be able to use this year. So he's not only along the East Coast, but in the Midwest and in the far West, out California, Arizona, everywhere.
This makes it easier for you, Santa, huh?
It does indeed. Now, the Secretary's earlier prepared remarks were all prepared most accurately. Everything she alliterated is true. She is Santa's number one helper. You know, we've got a lot of them out there, but the truth is she's been helping for years now with special orders that approve Santa's flights, and so we're a cargo operation, really, and that's all taken care of.
The sleigh's all in good shape, the reindeer in good shape, because we don't want
the sleigh years ago. Remember
don't
that?
want Santa to break down on his routes on Christmas Eve, because there's too many good girls and boys out there that want to make sure he gets there.
Yeah. Santa's number one helper, right here. Seriously.
Tell us about the connection between Santa and the Air Force, and if you guys have talked about things like technology.
Sure. Well, it's not just a connection between Santa and the Air Force. It's really a connection between Santa and the entire Department of Defense, and also the Department of Transportation. This is an important time of year, and we realize that not only Santa, but we've got many men and women and families throughout the United States that are going to be traveling home, or people traveling back home. So it's important that we allow the airliners to be able to use airspace that's maybe traditionally used by the Department of Defense and the military. So releasing airspace from 240 and above that's unscheduled allows those airliners to save hundreds and hundreds of miles, which saves them probably a lot of money when knowing the cost of fuel these days. And so we've been working together on this for a number of years, and we'll continue to work together in the future. There's also some other areas in which we've been working really hard with Santa, and that's GPS, Global Positioning System. I'm sure he's got that technology in his sleigh. In fact, we at our North American Air Defense Command will track Santa from the time he gets airborne out of the North Pole and ensure that he gets clearance into our airspace and is tracked appropriately, and provide him the right clearances to get to the houses, to get to all the good people around the nation.
And if he has any problems when he's in the sleigh and he's doing his thing, is there any help that he'll get? Does he have the back of the military and the Department of Defense?
Well, if his aircraft is certified like all our aircraft or has the same type of equipment, we'll be tracking him. If he's got any problems, he can put in a code that he's got some issues, and we'll help him to get to where he needs to go.
At Andrews Air Force Base, I'm Nicholas Balsi, CNSNews.com.